Jay in Orlando, Florida writes to me and he says, I just read a review, here we go, in the Absolute Sound by Jonathan Vallon. I know Jonathan, he's an old friend of mine. And he reviewed a new reel-to-reel tape player. Okay, now I haven't read that review, but I trust Jonathan. He's got good ears. In that review, he claims that reel-to-reel tape comes closer to recreating the absolute sound than any other playback medium extant. You said that DSD is the closest to the absolute sound, recording and reproducing music that's closest to live music in a real space. I think that's among the reasons you started Octave Records, which is true. Who's right? Love your videos. You know, here we go. Jonathan is a valid source, and I am certain that what he heard floated his boat. I mean, take this Studer here. This is a beautiful half-inch Studer tape deck, and it sounds wonderful. How many great recordings have been made on just, or mastered on just such a deck? Thousands, millions, I don't know. A ton. Some of the greatest recordings ever made have been made on great tape decks, reel-to-reel great tape decks. There is no question, there is no argument, they can make great sound. Is it as good as DSD? And did Jonathan Vallon compare directly a state-of-the-art DSD recording system and playback system versus a state-of-the-art reel-to-reel and playback system? I doubt it. I don't know. I didn't read the review. Jonathan, if you're out there, tell me I'm wrong. But I've done it more than a few times, and I tell you right straight up that a state-of-the-art DSD recording playback system blows away, in every respect I can think of, this reel-to-reel. Now, I know the hairs in the back of a lot of people's necks are running up, but I've done this experiment enough. And this isn't like people say, well, which is better, solid state or vacuum tubes? Well, big opinions there. I mean, it is a matter of taste. I prefer a combination of vacuum tubes and solid state. But it's not like the difference between digital and analog using a vinyl, which is a whole nother subject, right? But if I were building a studio, which I am, and if I had all the money in the world, which I don't, but if I had enough to choose a wicked cool 24-track or whatever, even just a 2-track and go direct master, I would always choose DSD. It is technically better. I mean, it has frequency response and dynamic range that blows this off the map. And depending on the converters you use, man, it's amazing. Last thing I'm going to say about it. One of the things that we have been learning, I have been learning, and many of you out there already know, is that as long as you have a decent way to capture audio that doesn't muck up the sound or add a harsh brightness like some of these PCM recorders do, not all, but some, as long as you have something decent, most of what we hear is in the skill of the recording engineer and how it's mic'd. Great example. If you have this, and this sounds slightly rolled off or just not as clean and clear as a DSD, then the choice of microphones you're going to make is going to be different than the choice I would make using DSD. Because you're looking for the same sound, and you can get pretty darn close with it with the right microphone. Same thing with DSD, same thing with PCM. So most of what we hear is in the skill and the mic of the recording engineer and the equipment they use to capture it, because they're, holy moly, differences in microphones are just huge. It dwarfs all of this. Okay. Thanks for the question. Talk to you later.